Welcome to this Windows and Computer channel, and I want to answer a few questions I've had over the weekend, and over time, a few questions about Cortana, where we are at. One that I get all the time, people saying, hey, Cortana is not yet available for my country, slash language, slash whatever. And of course, I will get from time to time people saying, when will Cortana be available for my country or my language? Well, one thing is pretty clear right now is that Cortana's integration with Windows 10 is stalled. It's there, but Cortana hasn't had really many new features, if at all, in the past year. No new languages or countries. If we go back way to 2015, you might remember that, of course, the promise back then, with Cortana available only in a few languages and a few countries like the US and the UK, was that, well, be patient. It's coming to your country and to your language and so on. And for the first year and a half, it was that. They added new capabilities, new countries. Here in Quebec, we had Canadian French was added. And then suddenly, no more news of anything. No more upgrades to languages or countries. And it's clear that Microsoft has, for some reason, stalled. And one of them is probably the fact that, yeah, Google's Assistant and Amazon's Assistant and even Siri on the Apple side are pretty much the three dominant ones, and that Cortana is clearly a very small portion of anything that is Assistant. So what's happening is right now it's stalled, and some people that have devices like the glass thermostat or the Invoke speaker, of course, are wondering what's happening and will I lose that capability at some point. It's not really clear where and how and what's going to happen with these devices. Glass, it's okay because it is capable of working with Alexa and with the Google Assistant. The Invoke on the other side is a different story because it has no capabilities of anything else than Cortana. And that's where, what's going to happen for the time being, it's working and it's right. There's no indication that this is going to stop. There is no indication that it's going to be removed from the consumer side, like with Windows 10 and all of that, but there are going to be changes. And one of them, we saw it when Microsoft did its build conference. It showed how Cortana can be used as a AI system for other means. We saw an example with, I believe it was BMW, that showed a Cortana built AI. It was not Cortana's voice. What they actually showed is that the API, the code, and the underneath the motor, the engine running Cortana can be used and customized for other devices. And we also see that there's a desire to push Cortana for the enterprise in some way. A lot of people compare this to, oh, well, will this be a new Clippy for enterprise or whatever? Of course, it's, we're 2018. These assistants are much better. Clippy was annoying and bad. Cortana is actually a million times better than Clippy. But we see that there's a change. We even heard, and we think it's going to happen in 19H1, where there's going to be a separation of Cortana and the search in Windows 10, for example. Cortana will be there, but it'll be its own thing, and will be moved to the system tray on the right side of the taskbar, where other apps that are running and settings and icons of all sorts appear. So the future for now is kind of on hold, but it's clearly a future where Microsoft has kind of decided, okay, my assistant or our assistant is never going to be a major player. We've missed the boat, but definitely there must be something, and there is something they want to do with it because it's running on AI that's very powerful, and that Microsoft will continue to actually develop. One other thing that's interesting in here is the fact that this AI subsystem that Microsoft is working on will probably be more on all sorts of, other things, and they're maybe trying to push it and sell it to enterprise, for example, for kind of a way of doing things. One of the suggestions and one of the things I've seen from a few blog posts of people saying, well, Cortana will become a bot that Microsoft just wants to tweak and play with, and have AI and machine learning go through it so that it can learn and can become better in kind of an experimental way. But for the consumer side, Cortana, I think, is pretty much where it is now, and maybe won't change much for the next few years. Will items like the invoke stop working at some point? It's difficult to say right now. It's not there, and we're not there yet. Of course, people that bought these are, it would be sad to see these things that would stop working. But for now, it's not the case. For now, it's there. And I don't think in the near future, at least, that the invoke is in danger of anything if you have one of those. But the future of Cortana itself is, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do exactly. But they seem to be wanting to push this more on the enterprise side, and try to have this as some kind of solution that companies could kind of use to have their own assistants without building one, just using the core that's already existent here. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.